What's up, everyone? This is your boy Jalen. We're here on another episode of Elev8ted Minds. We have a special returning guest. We have Mr. Anthony coming back here, health coach, nutritionist, and he's just really passionate about health and wellness in the body. And so we're just really happy to have him back on to share his wealth of knowledge. So thank you for being back on here again.
Hey, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. And I'm just happy to share information.
Love it. And, the last episode was so good. And so we've got a really awesome treat for the viewers today. And this one's going to be talking about pain with the body and, what it is. Because a lot of people, they kind of ignore pain, or there's a lot of misunderstandings about pain, and pain can be, indicators to something happening. So in your own words, in your experience, what would you say is pain, and how would you explain it to people that are experiencing it for the first time?
Yeah, well, what you said was 100% true, is that, pain is our body talking to us, telling us, hey, you need to pay attention to something here. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we overlook it. We're like, oh, I'm just going to take some painkiller and keep moving. You need to, have it checked out.
Right.
Because there could be root causes as simple as shoes. Maybe you have the wrong shoes, and they're causing you back pain, or leg pain, or neck pain. It's all connected.
It's all connected.
And it's so simple that we overlook the basic things. Hey, let's start with your shoes, And it's that simple. Because I've had one guy, he was going to have his back operated on. And I said, well, before you do that, how about trying a new pair of shoes? Because I said, yours are worn out. And he's like, well, I'll try it. And I see him 2 weeks later, and he's like, hey, the pain's gone. I canceled the operation.
Wow.
So that's how powerful it is for a simple little adjustment.
Wow. It's crazy because a lot of times people think it's something so big, like, I might have to get something removed, or I might have to get a surgery. And a lot of times it's these little things that we can switch up, and something like that changes this whole everything.
Yeah, his whole, because he would have had serious problems had they start digging in his back, because he was a tall guy. He was a tall guy, and it affects people like that.
Yeah.
So it absolutely, it can give you knee pain, hip pain, all that.
Man, so you really saved him from pretty much like a world of hurt.
It could have been a lifelong pain he would have continued with.
Wow.
But that's just one example of many, many other people. I've met some women that had stomach issues and other pains in their body. And the first question I asked them is, was there any event that happened when this started, when you first started feeling this pain? And they think, and they're like, wait a minute, yeah, I just went through a breakup, and that's when I started having these problems.
Wow.
So sometimes it could be emotional connection. You just need to release that and let that go.
Wow. So even emotional things can actually manifest in the body.
Absolutely, 100%. And several people I've run into, plus it's a scientific fact that the emotions are connected to it. And that's why stress is just one thing to keep down. It's very important, because stress can multiply like a giant octopus of problems.
Man.
Stress. So one simple thing for people to remember is to you say, you know what, I'm not going to let it bother me. That's just one simple thing we can do to lower stress. You know what, I'm not going to let it bother me. And I thought this one woman was having trouble at work with people, and I said, just do that. Just say that to yourself. And she calls me a couple weeks later. She says, you know what? These people don't bother me anymore. So she felt better. She became more productive at work and got a raise. So
wow, look at that.
You see that? One little thing can lead into many other things.
Man, that's actually really amazing. Oh, this other question I have is, a lot of people seem to have their own kind of views about pain, but What would you say is some of the misconceptions that people have about pain?
Well, yeah, some people say, well, I've got to live with it. They might think that you don't have to live with it. Like that one saying I heard is, pain is inevitable, but suffering is an option.
Wow.
I said, wow, that's a pretty good saying. It's an option.
It is.
We don't have to suffer for it. And I don't mean hiding it by taking some drug or painkiller.
Right.
Aspirin or something like that. I don't mean hiding it. We need to get to the heart of the problem. So it could be a physical thing with the simple thing of shoes, emotional, or maybe they're allergic to something, environment, food, or the neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even would you say, so like just areas, what would be some type of areas that could make someone?
Yeah. Well, for example, there's several. I've run into some people that had mold growing in their house. They didn't even know it.
Wow.
Other people had really poor air quality they didn't pay attention to, and poor water quality they didn't pay attention to. Simple things in your house like that. And other people might be food. Stop and think, what am I eating? And it's like, wait a minute, I think I'm having fast food.
That's true.
Some fast foods can create inflammation in the body. And once you get inflammation, you start having all kinds of pains: back pain, knee pains, hip pains, joint pains.
Wow.
It could be food related. So you just need to look at it to see where's this coming from.
Are there different, I guess, different types of pain, like different strengths of pain?
Yeah, you've got the acute pain where you might physically hurt yourself and say, "Oh, I got a pain in my leg because I kicked something accidentally this week." That's one type of pain that should go away. It's not big a deal. But the chronic pain is where every day you've got this pain. That's chronic, and that you need to fix the underlying problem. That's the one I'm referring to that has underlying problems, the chronic one.
Okay.
That's what that means. The acute one, that one's, just you physically overexerted yourself on the weekend or on sports or something, cleaning the house or whatever. That's just temporary, so it's nothing to worry about there. That should go away.
Okay. So so the different types. And so when it comes to pain, sometimes people will deal with pain for a long period of time. Right. Can you, like, what are some of the repercussions for that? Because I know sometimes people would just ignore it or push it off, or like you said, take aspirin. What are some of the repercussions for that?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's serious that, some people, they just want to get rid of the pain. They don't care about other damage they're doing to the body. For example, a few people I've met, they had chronic pain, and that means every day they had pain. They're just taking Advil every day, several times a day. And I said, that's going to affect your liver. And they said, yeah, I know. My doctor already told me I've got a problem with my liver now. I said,
wow.
I said, now you've created a serious problem. You created a more serious problem. Now you've just been hiding it. Now you've got a more serious problem you've got to pay attention to. So that's why I try to get people for pain relief to get pain relief naturally.
Yeah,
I know from experience because like about 10 years ago when I had knee and hip pain, and it was on a scale from 1 to 10, it was probably a 12. It was off the chart painful. And I went in to see a specialist, and he says, yeah, you need a hip and knee replacement. I said, whoa, doc, that sounds painful. And he says, well, you have no option. And I think I'm going to try to do it naturally, doc. Thank you, but no thanks. And he says, all right, well, I know that's extremely painful. At least let me give you these painkillers. And it was the highly addictive type of painkillers. I said, whoa, doc, I'm not taking that. I mean, I'm not taking it. And he says, well, you've got the pain you have. You need to take this. I said, you're right about the pain. You're absolutely right about that. But I'm not taking that. And people don't realize that's how Prince got hooked on painkillers. Prince, the artist.
Wow. Can you share some more about that with us?
Yeah, people don't realize that he had a hip and knee pain, same thing I had. So it's very, very painful because he used to jump off stage and off speakers and stuff. And people didn't realize if you saw his live show, you'd see him jumping around. And he started taking some painkillers, and it just led into stronger and stronger painkillers.
Wow.
And that's what happens. I mean, I didn't realize that guy was so talented. I had no idea he was that talented until I heard song after song. And I said, wow, he wrote that too? Wow, that guy was super talented.
He really was.
And I had no idea that he wrote that many songs. It was crazy. But that's the type of pain I had. He had the same thing, hip and knee. I had the exact same thing. And I said, no, Doc, I'm not doing that. But that's what happens in the real world, You try that stuff, and it, so I recommend trying to do it naturally if you can. I work with the doctors, not against them. Anything I recommend, I say, hey, doc, hey, is it okay to take this? And the doctor will say, sure, that'll be fine. So, like one particular guy, I have so many examples, but just one real quick one I'll leave with you is a guy was using a walker. He was in his 50s, he was using a walker. I see his face grimacing, and I said, dude, what's wrong? You okay? He said, yeah, I got this pain all over my body, and I've been to the best neurologists, and they can't pin it down. They don't know what's causing it.
Wow.
And so I said, wow, he must have inflammation in his body, and you can take a natural product to reduce inflammation. And I said, well, I'd try this, give this a try, check with your doc, and ask him if you can take this. So he does. Doctor says, sure, that's fine. And he starts taking it right away, and I see him about 2 weeks later, and his pain, it's the first time I see the guy smiling. He says, guess what?
Wow.
Going, and he's not using the walker.
No way.
That was incredible, not using the walker. I should have videotaped that.
That's a huge success story right there, because I know I used to work with the elderly, and a lot of them, when they're on a walker, I've never really seen anyone just improve from that.
Exactly, they don't come off once you're on.
No,
they don't come off of a walker. You're right. You're absolutely right, because then they're not working other muscles, and they actually become weaker.
Right.
You don't work those other muscles. You become weaker, and then you're at a hazard for falling.
Oh,
because you haven't used your balance muscles. How I solved my pain, my hip and knee pain.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So that pain's gone, and now I enjoy my weekends walking or running on the beach or stairs. I actually do the run up a set of stairs just for exercise.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I used to run up the hill pulling a 40-pound bag of sand on the weekends, and people would say, "Why are you doing that?" Oh, it's fun. It's good exercise. So running up a hill pulling a 40-pound bag of sand. That's what I used to do.
Now that's impressive.
That's what I used to do, and I would do it, for about 2 hours, going up and down, up and down. That was fun, that exercise, and that's partially how I hurt myself. But now I'm back to doing that, where before I couldn't do it, and I did it completely without drugs, without the operation. So, but everybody's different because back then they said collagen cannot be rebuilt, cannot happen, and now they find we can rebuild.
Wow.
We give our bodies what it needs to rebuild it. We can do it. So it requires nutrient and blood flow. That's all. And so that just takes a certain amount of nutrients, and get out there and move. Even if it's slightly painful, you move, you get some blood flow, and you begin to heal. So I'm a perfect example of that, because I was in that severe pain, and now it's gone.
Wow.
So, yes, sir. Now get back to your question of how do we prevent problem, or when let's say when you're working out on the weekend, let's say you're playing soccer with your friends, is that what you're referring to?
Right, or I know sometimes I'll even use myself as an example. I work out in the gym 4 times a week, and and then I also tried I try to stay in there, and then I try to do the days that I'm off from the gym, I try to do a run up a hill. But there's times where I'm like I think it was 2 weeks ago, I started lifting, and when I started lifting, I was lifting heavy. I was doing deadlifts, but I noticed my lower back, I was starting to feel some tightness, and it wasn't. It didn't feel like, normal sore, like, because there's sore like from pain from just working out. But then I was like, this didn't feel. It kind of felt more like almost like an injury. Yeah. And because it hurt for, I want to say it hurt for like a week and a half, and but to not further hurt myself, I instead of just like ego lifting and stuff like that, I thought to myself, okay, if it's still hurting a week and a half later, let me skip doing this workout, this particular exercise for this week, and then see how I feel. And then this week I just went again today, and it felt better, but I didn't go heavier because I did feel some tightness coming back. So I was like, okay, I know sometimes we have pain from just, it could be, an indication of something, or sometimes it could be an injury. So I guess I'm asking, is there a way to tell the difference, or is it just, kind of listening to your body?
Well, it's a couple things going on there. Number one, I tell everybody in the gym, take it easy, take it light. You don't need to go heavy and hurt the joint, because I like to do a lot of reps of lighter weight, so the joints are warmed up, right? Everything's nice and loose and warmed up, muscles, tendons, and then you can increase gradually if you like. But I've seen guys come in, and they come in cold off the street and throw heavy weight on there, and that's how they get injuries, guaranteed. Oh, man. Yeah, I see it all the time. Saw a guy in the sling the other day at the gym with this one arm in a sling. I told you. I tried to tell him, take it easy.
You gotta be careful.
But you're saying, how can we? You just gradually get back into it the same way you're doing it. If you feel a little bit of pain, don't push it. Just take it easy. Slowly get back into it, and you should be fine. Unless it persists, then there's something going on.
Right. Yeah, I think that's one of the main issues with a lot of people, is just knowing when to listen to the body and pay attention. Because, I know, like, there's different, I guess, extremities of pain. Sometimes you have like dull pain, or like a very faint pain, or it's a very sharp pain. Yeah. And so when I felt like a certain a deeper intensity of pain, I was like, okay, maybe I should listen and kind of just be mindful of my body when I'm feeling.
Yeah. Normally, if you feel a sharp pain, that's a sharp indicator to stop that or slow that down. Don't do that, and then gradually get into it. But if you feel any pain in the joint, you definitely don't want to push that.
Yeah, definitely.
Any joints, whether it's elbow, shoulder, knee, hip, don't push that. You can do a little slightly, because you experience that pain where it kind of hurts a little bit, but it kind of makes you laugh. Or it's, I don't know if you've experienced that kind of pain where it's not a big deal. You can work through this. So that you're on the right track there, doing it like that, just taking it easy, coming back. Especially with the back. I don't like doing heavy on my back.
Yeah, it's like we only have one back.
and there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a lot of pieces to the back. There are many, many pieces. They all have to fit together correctly.
That's one of my main things of wanting to be careful doing those types of lifts, because your back it just supports everything. Everything, every part of us. That's our foundation. So it's like we mess up our backs. I've seen people have to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was saying I've seen people have to get some pretty like gnarly surgeries on their backs.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I've seen people that got 2 steel rods put in their back. 2 steel rods. That is painful. I said, oh my goodness, I wish we met earlier.
I know. I can't even imagine.
Literally, and it just could have saved him a lot of headache. But you don't appreciate your back until you don't have it. You don't appreciate it, how much work it does. When you have some pain in your back, I mean, every movement is painful.
Yeah.
every movement. So you don't appreciate it, and that's why we got to take care of it. Even doing a simple stretching exercise on the floor, it's important to stretch it out because people sit down too much. They sit in the office, they sit in the car, they sit on the couch.
Yes.
We sit too much.
That's so true.
And it's people, their job is to sit at a desk.
And if you're sitting at your desk and if you have bad posture with it for those many hours,
you're going to have neck pain, back pain, hip pain. Exactly.
That's so true.
I recommend, to all these men and women that sit all day, try to stand up every few minutes or every hour or so. Stand up, walk around, stretch. It's simple,
Absolutely.
but, they said that a report came out that said sitting all day, 7 or 8 hours is equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes every day.
Wow, no way.
That's what they said. Yeah. So you can check that. Mm-hmm.
But I can believe that. I can definitely believe that because I've seen what just sitting can make me feel like if I'm walking around and especially I can't imagine people work for 12 hours.
I can't. I can't imagine. I'm working with 2 women now. They sit all day, and they're nice people. So I'm helping them with their weight loss.
Right.
And these 2 women are close to 300 pounds because they sit all day.
Oh wow!
And it's and now we got to play a big catch-up game. You want to prevent that. You don't want to wait till you're 300 pounds to start exercise. Still can. You still can, but why not?
Just twice as hard.
Yeah, it's twice as hard. So that's what's happening with these ladies. I'm helping them now.
Wow. So, and that's kind of the next thing I wanted to talk about is, since we're talking about, someone that's overweight, are there specific people, you can even be people like athletes or older adults, that are particularly prone to types of pain?
Yeah, it depends on their habits, their life habits that could create pain. Simple things like people go through, I believe it's 65% of people are underhydrated.
Wow.
We don't drink enough water. It's like, I believe that was approximately 65%. So we're busy during the day, we don't drink enough water. And then
more than half the population.
Yeah, that's we don't realize we run around dehydrated, and that causes other problems.
And so what are some things that happen when you are dehydrated and you're just going around?
Number one is a headache.
Headache.
Number one, and you run into women and men like, man, I got a headache. Let me take some aspirin. That's a painful headache. And people wonder, why do I get a headache every month or every week?
Or they'll just go and drink a soda.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's the worst. Yeah, that makes it worse. Now you're adding sugar. You're adding sugar to the system. So no, it's pay attention to your diet. It's simple, just and keep it simple. Sometimes people don't realize you don't need to be too complicated. Keep it simple.
Yes, that's so true.
And luckily here in San Diego, we do have a lot of places to choose a little bit healthier food. So that's good. There's some areas of the country where they don't have the option.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like this is definitely more of a health-focused city.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing yoga. They got a lot of health, like smoothie places, fruit bowl places.
Yeah, but even at the grocery store, you can find fresh fruits and vegetables that on the East Coast is a little bit harder to find because everything has to be shipped. From California to the East Coast, so they had to pack it early, so it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah, that's true. So that's another thing we have to be blessed about over here.
Yeah, to appreciate it. And then the weather, like right now on some of the East Coast, it might be 10 degrees. It's a little hard to go for a walk at 10 degrees.
Yeah.
So we need to appreciate where we are. We can go for an evening walk after work.
Man, and it's crazy how just something so simple as that, just going for a walk, that does a lot for your mental health. That does a lot for your body.
It's 100% true because you get more oxygen to your brain, your body, and you're moving the body so that the joints are getting fluid and they're getting blood flow. And you lose weight. I had one customer he lost 64 pounds just by going for a walk after work. 64 pounds. And he started off just like 15 minutes. He said, like, I'm only going to do 15 minutes. I said, that's fine. Do whatever you can.
Yeah.
And he started off at 15 minutes, and now he's like an hour and a half. He enjoys it now. He lost 64 pounds. He's super happy.
That's amazing. I read this in a book. I don't know if it was Atomic Habits or if it was something else, but there was a guy, he couldn't get to the gym or whatever, and the coach was saying, well, hey, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to the gym every single day, but just do it for 5 minutes. And so he would go to the gym every day. He would just do it for 5 minutes, and then he would leave. And eventually, I think after the first couple of weeks or a month or something, then he started to do 15 minutes. And he's like, well, I'm driving all the way over here. I can't just do 15 minutes. And so eventually he did 30. And so eventually he just got to the point where he could do an hour and a half. Yeah. And but it's like he was getting in the habit, and he felt amazing after that.
Exactly. Like, this guy's life changed when he lost 64 pounds. He had more energy. He had more energy to do more things.
That's a new person.
Yeah, well, it is. It's like a new person. It's like a missing person. 64 pounds. And but one funny thing he told me that normally he would just sit on the couch on the weekends, and but he had this extra energy, so he went out one night, I think it was Saturday night, and to a local neighborhood and played bingo because he had all this extra energy. Right?
Wow!
And within 30 minutes, he won $1,000 cash.
No way.
Within 30 minutes, he won $1,000 cash. He collected his money and went home.
He did right.
and people were like, "Wait a minute, you're leaving already? You just got here." He said, "You know what? I made $1,000 cash. I'm going home." And it was smart. When he got home, he called me. He said, "Guess what happened to me?" And that's how a simple little thing, going for a walk, changed his life.
Wow.
So you see how
simple.
You see how it all connects, Yeah. Because he wouldn't have had the energy to go play bingo, and he made $1,000 cash in 30 minutes.
All because he had some energy from his health.
From his health improving, because he did, just one of my steps, go for a walk.
Wow.
After work, because he would come home from work, feeling tired and go sit on the couch. But that's how your life can change for the better.
Just making those small changes.
With small changes, then that's what I love to say is a small change can be a giant outcome.
That's so true. It's like what they call it, like a snowball. The snowball effect.
It's just giant. On the other side, one side might be just a small walk, but even his wife thanked me because he has more energy. So it's all good.
Well, that's awesome. I love these stories. And so would you say there's any practical tips for people when it comes to pain, to reducing it, to or I guess to pay attention to pain? Is there any type of anything that you would offer, or any type of I guess advice for people?
Sure. So if they have a pain in a joint, that tells you right away, the body's telling you, hey, we've got inflammation going on here, something's going on, we need to pay attention to this. So, I would have to speak to them to see to ask a few questions and pinpoint what they need.
Okay.
Pinpoint what they need. And that way we can fix it naturally without hiding it, with the painkiller. So we don't hide it, we get rid of it.
Right. And that's the main thing. We don't want to just brush it under the rug. We want to actually see what the problem is.
Exactly. I don't know if I haven't told you this story that I've got so many, it's crazy. Stop me if I go on too much. But
no, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
This guy, he's a local. During the week, he's an electrician, and on the weekends, he races cars on a dirt track. And so he had pain in his elbows and wrist. And you need those things when you're turning a steering wheel in a race car. You need those things, your elbows and your wrist.
Right.
And he'd been taking Advil for years. And it was just, I said, you're going to kill your liver. So anyhow, I helped him out, and his pain's gone, and he's ecstatic about. He's shocked how we solved the problem. We didn't hide the problem anymore. We got rid of the problem. So that's just one example of many people.
But it's amazing to show that this stuff is real. We just have to. I mean, if we just don't know, the information, we don't know what it is. But it's like if people would take that time, and that's why we're here to help, for people to understand that this stuff can be identified, and if you have tools, then you can change this and turn the stuff around.
Exactly. Just identify your particular problem, because everybody's slightly different. And we pinpoint it and solve it. It's great to get people off of painkillers. It's good to do for them, for their health, for their long-term health.
Absolutely, because I can't even imagine. I think I've heard you talk about stories before where some people were having pain for years on years on years, and I can't imagine what that does for someone mentally to have to deal with that.
They're cranky. They have a cranky look on their face. They don't look cheerful, and it's hard to be positive when you have pain. It's like somebody just stabbing you on the side there every time you want to smile. Nope, don't smile. You got pain, and it's. Wow. I mean, I had pain when I had pain. It was every step. Imagine every step you take is pain. Every step was pain. Every step, it didn't matter day or night. It was pain, and I got rid of it, and now I can smile. And here's the most important thing is when you start smiling and being happy, you attract more of it.
Yes.
That's the beautiful thing about it is you're attracting more happy people. And remember that people that smile make 30% more money.
Yes.
It's 100% true. And don't believe me, try it. Anybody wants to try that can try it. They're like, wait a minute, those people treated me very nice here. And you're going to be shocked.
It's contagious.
It is absolutely contagious. And I got VIP treatment many times just by being happy. I was just being myself, and you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. So it's a fun little experiment. Try it. If you don't believe it, try it, and you're going to see things. It's shocking, and it's that simple.
I definitely encourage people to try that, because I smile a lot. I love to smile. I'm a happy person. But I've seen some awesome things happen just from me smiling, or just from laughing at something that funny that someone said. They could be a total stranger, but I don't know. It is contagious. It's like energy. People can feel that transfer.
Yeah, absolutely. Even animals can feel it, and you don't have to have the Riddler smile or the Joker smile. You can just be pleasant outlook. Have a pleasant outlook, a positive outlook, and you'll be shocked. You're going to be shocked.
Yeah,
how doors will open for you, opportunities. I mean, simple things. You just see it everywhere you go.
All because it's just like a whole different perspective with it.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So that's a fun experiment to try. Anybody who wants to experience it can try it. It's easy to do. And we'd like to hear some of your stories.
Most definitely. Well, I think one question left for you. I know there's always different types of advancements when it comes to the medical field. Are there any new advancements with the medical technology, being able to identify chronic pain, where it's coming from? Are there any advancements and stuff like that when it comes to pain?
Yes, yeah. There's some new things. For example, people that have hip and knee and other joint pains, they can inject now something that helps your body build more of the building blocks it needs.
No way.
To rebuild the collagen now. Now they just give you a shot, and it can start rebuilding itself.
And I think you were saying before, they were saying it couldn't be repaired before, right?
Yeah. Years ago, they said, no, we can't do it. Sorry, you got to get a replacement. But now they have this new technology where you can get a shot and literally start walking out of there without pain.
Wow.
But it's not just a shot to hide the pain. It's a shot to help your body rebuild the collagen in your joints.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. There's a big, lot of sports guys, professional athletes get it done because they don't have time for a 6 month waiting list to get it fixed. They get it done right away, so they're back on the field.
Wow.
So that's spreading like crazy. But yeah, years ago they said no, we can't do it. Now they said yes, we can. And it's a simple shot. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it if you're an athlete or you still like to stay mobile. But if you have the time to do it naturally, you can still do it within a few months.
I mean, I think that either way, I think that's still awesome that the fact that there is an option now.
Exactly. There's options now that were not here years ago. So there's so many options available that people just don't know about. It's worth talking about it.
Most definitely.
To help you, to prevent serious problems. Because I don't know if you heard, but just about 3 weeks ago, they had Britney Spears' dad got a knee replacement.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he got a simple knee replacement, because he had the same pain I had, right? And so he had a simple knee replacement. Instead of doing it naturally, he went with what they told him to do. Well, just get a knee replacement. So he did that. And about a week later, he had to go rush back to the hospital because he got infected.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and within like two days later, they had to amputate his leg.
No way.
Above the knee.
Wow.
So he went in for a simple procedure to get a knee replaced, ended up having his leg amputated within 2 weeks.
Wow.
That's, so what do you want to try? You want to try to do it naturally, or you want to do it that way?
Right. I'll do naturally.
Yeah, let me go with the natural. It's no pain or less pain, and I don't have to experiment with that. But there's options out there now that you don't just have to do that. But there's some people that are stuck in the old way of thinking.
I know. Even what I've even realized is something as simple as massages. I went and I had when we were in Vegas, we did a lot of walking, and I already had some neck pain just from when I'm driving for long hours and if I'm not able to stretch or something. And so I got this. First, I was just going to get like a 20-minute, and then he did my shoulders and my arms and my back, and oh man, it felt so good. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I think maybe I should go ahead and just do the whole thing. But before he said something to me. He said, you have a lot of tension in your body or something like that. Because he's like, I really think that you should do the whole one. Like, I can tell you work a lot. I was like, how do you know that? He's like, I could tell. And so he twisted my arm like this, and like he was behind me, and then he cracked my back. But then he did this thing where he had both my arms up like this, and then like he pulled, and I felt my neck release, and I was like, whoa. And I was like, wow.
No, you're right. It's so important. People don't realize it. But simple stretching like that can make a difference. Plus, you're increasing blood flow.
Oh,
you're releasing tension, and you're increasing blood flow, and that really, really helps. Because we can't massage our own back sometimes, our own neck sometimes. The way somebody else can.
Right. That's so true.
We can't reach it physically, the way somebody else could do it. And that really, really helps. It also clears out other fluids in your body, keeps them moving, because we can have stuck fluids in our body. Our lymph system, our drainage systems can get blocked.
And we don't even know it.
We don't even know it. No, you can't see that on the X-ray. Hey, this lymph fluid is blocked. But if you get a massage, you're like, man, I feel better. Man, my pain's gone.
Yeah. That was the first time I had one in, I don't know, probably 8 months. I told myself, I was like, I'm going to start doing reflexology like every other week, or, at least once a month or something. And I fell off from it, and I got that. And I was like, man, I got to start putting this back into my regimen.
Yeah. Even a simple roller, you can buy these rollers They're about 6 inches diameter and about 2 feet wide, 2 feet long. You put them on the floor and you roll them on your back.
Oh,
that stretches and feels good for the back, and I recommend that for men and women that don't have time to do all that. They just let me put this thing down on the floor and stretch my back. And so you roll your back up and down, and you can do your legs on it also.
oh, okay. I've seen the one for the legs, but I didn't see the one for the back too.
Yeah, they have a larger diameter one for the back. It's really good to stretch it out, and especially for people that are sitting all day.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that. I have to grab one of those on Amazon.
Yeah, you can get them at Amazon or Walmart or anywhere, and they're really helpful. These little things are very helpful for the body. You'll be shocked because that's what happens. Your brain thinks better because you have more blood flow, more oxygen. You realize, I can hear it in people have called me and I said, "Wow, you sound sharp." And they say, "You can hear that?" I say, "Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. You sound sharp. You're definitely sharper." So it's physically, you can hear it, you can feel it.
Wow. Yeah.
So much fun things to share, brother. A lot of fun things.
Yeah, so many fun things. And man, I don't want to take more of your time. It's already been 43 minutes, it looks like. So
this is very, very helpful things, and hopefully some people implement it.
Exactly. So thank you once again for being on. Let the people know where they can find you, your website, and all that stuff. If they want to get a consultation or learn if they have any pain or.
Yeah, I give you a free consultation for that, and that's at painbegone.org.
Painbegone.org.
Yeah, pretty simple. Or Instagram, I think it's I think it's info@painbegone. Either one.
Got you. Awesome. I'll have that. I'll have all that information in here so anyone can contact you. And
either contact you or either way.
Awesome. Sounds good. Any last words or anything like that for the people before we go?
Like I said at the beginning, everybody has pain, but suffering is optional. We have the option to either live with it or change it.
Yes.
We can say, no, you know what? I'm not going to live with that pain. I'm going to get rid of it. Oh, one other quick story I'll let you go is that one guy that he would come home from work because he had flat teeth. And a lot of people have flat teeth. They don't realize it. And he was in such pain. He would just come home and sit on the couch. He said, "No, my feet are killing me." And I said, "Have you tried shoe inserts?" He said, "What's that?" I said, Come on. You get these inserts in your shoes. You put them in your shoes, and they give you the arch support you need, and that pain will be gone."
Wow.
But this guy had never heard about it. Never heard about arch support for your feet if you have flat feet, and that's very painful too.
Yeah.
But you see the simple fix: get arch supports. They cost $20.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah, my dad told me about those. They have like the gel ones too, and I think the harder ones.
Yeah, you don't need to spend $400 on those. You don't have to. You can find them for much less. I use a pair that costs about $80, but they're really good quality for sports.
Okay.
They're adjustable, but you can find a decent pair, whatever fits your foot. Try them out. They don't cost much. You can find something more for $10. So, but that's just one extra pain thing I forgot to mention, that people don't realize that when your feet hurt, your whole body hurts.
Yeah, I guess that's our foundation right there.
It is, exactly. And then if you don't fix that, you're going to have neck pain, back pain. If you don't fix that, that's how important that is.
Wow. So it's really important to take care of. Even your feet is super important to take care of. Yeah. Everything's connected.
It all connected. It's connected. Absolutely. So I would just remind people to stay hydrated, stay happy. And if you try that experiment of being happier and smile, you're going to see doors open for you. That's what I'd leave people with this week.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Anthony, once again for being on. I really appreciate all of your insight and all the stories and all the information you have. Hopefully it helps people.
Happy to help, my friend. All right, brother. We'll speak again.
Sounds
Take care,
good. We'll
buddy.
have another one soon. Yeah, take care.
Thank you.